morning and welcome to Hopewell Gardens. I wanted to show you guys how I do our plant spacing when planting out a bed. So for this bed here, we're about to put in sweet potatoes. So we just pulled out our carrots, we added some manure, we used the broad fork to loosen it and the digging fork to break up any dirt clods, raked it nice and smooth with this. This is the bed preparation rake, and it's specifically for prepping a bed before planting. It's not real strong, so you can't use it for real aggressive other type of jobs, just prepping a bed. So we raked it smooth without these little plastic red tubes. These are spacers. So we're about to plant sweet potatoes, for instance, and those require 9-inch spacing around the plant for it to mature the way that it needs to. All the different plants have their own spacing, and we have a chart. We follow John Jevons' biointensive spacing recommendations. So for this guy, I spaced 9 inches, and we have a 48-inch wide bed. You do the math, and we're going to be 6 inches off the edge, and then so I measure from the edge of the rake in, and then from here over is our rows of 9 inches. So there's 9 inches to there, 9 inches to there. I put on my red spacers, and then you go along the bed and you hug the very far right tine of the rake to the string, and then you just pull along right there, and you're going to create perfect 9-inch rows. And then you move it over and just put the spacer in the far left furrow that you. Alright, so now we've created all of our rows and we're ready to plant. So not only are the rows 9 inches apart, but our plants are also going to be 9 inches apart. A lot of times in conventional agriculture, they'll have their plant spacing, but then they'll say, like, a 36-inch row and just do single file plants with big rows. And yeah, it's a little more convenient to walk through, but it requires a ton of land, and also when you're walking right next to each side of the path, you're packing that soil down. So where the roots would try and spread out, the paths are packing them down, and they can't be as vigorous as they could be in a biointensive bed that you never step on. Anyhow, so we're going to do not only 9-inch rows, but 9-inch in-row spacing of the plants. So I've created little spacers, just simple little sticks that are cut to different measurements for when you're planting. So when we're ready to plant, we take the spacer, we're going to mark out our first hole in the row, and then it's from center to center. So sweet potatoes are 9 inches, so we're just going to measure over 9 inches and dig a little hole. 9 inches, dig a hole. I've already done it on this row, so the whole row has our little spaced out holes 9 inches across. So then it's just a matter of putting the plant in the ground, bringing it together, and going all the way down the row. Now you don't have to do this every row, only the first row. On our second line here, you can just take a visual cue of all your plants, and what we do is plant it right in between these two. So the second row, the plant will be right here. So it'll almost create a triangular pattern, if you can see that. And that's also a biointensive technique, and it gives each plant the greatest area, a full 9-inch radius around the plant for its roots to develop. So we wouldn't plant it directly across from here, because that gives us less space. So when we go in diagonals in between rows and stagger our planting spacing, it allows for the greatest space to be utilized by each plant. So you really only have to take the time to measure that. And that is how you space out a bed efficiently, quickly, and biointensively.